All right, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a update to my previous video on my transfer case output shaft seal leak. In the previous video, I talked about Lucas Transmission Fix additive, and it helps. What it does, it helps slow or even stop leaks within the transmission or transfer case. And I noticed that my transfer case output shaft seal was leaking. It was difficult to find the seal, which I'll talk about here later in the video, but I found it, and when I ordered it, it would take 2 to 2.5 weeks before it would come in. So in the meantime, I had to find a quick solution, and I did some online reviews, or read some reviews on different additives to help stop leak without also I don't want to add any like metal additives or whatever. Anyways, I came down to Lucas Transmission Fix, which also I could buy at the local store. And it worked. It slowed slash stopped the leak until the seal came in. And I'm actually pretty impressed with the Lucas Transmission Fix. It did what it said it was going to do, which was impressive. So anyways, once the seal came in, I did install it. Now, this was a few weeks ago. I just came back from TDY, or a couple weeks ago. I just came back from TDY. I was at a couple of conferences. So I did this seal right before I left for the conferences. And I did a couple of videos, but these videos are kind of, I tried to do video while installing, and it just didn't work out too well. So I'm going to play you some of the clips and then talk about where I got the seal from, because my transfer case is a 241D LD, and the output shaft seal was more difficult to find. Let's just put it that way. So, but anyway, so actually I'm not going to play the video. I'm just going to kind of fast forward a little bit here. So you can see that I dropped the carrier bearing here. I didn't drop the entire shaft, which I'll show right there. See, I left the shaft connected, and all I did was drop the carrier bearing, and the shaft came out. So wasn't that difficult at all. I used a hammer and chisel to remove the seal, which wasn't. I thought it was going to be more difficult than it was. Once you start making your way around with the chisel, or whatever you can find to hit the edge, because the seal, you see, these little edges right here, you can hammer it off, and little by little, just make your way around, and the seal will pop off. Anyways, so there's that. Let me see if I can. All right, so I am going to play this real quick.
All right, well, I got the old seal out. I basically used a chisel, kind of slowly hammered all the way around, as you can see, and it popped off. It really wasn't that hard. Here's the new one that installed. Again, let me just show you here.
All right. So I basically talk about I didn't have to drop the entire draft shaft, just the carrier bearing, and the whole thing slid out. So next, the installation of the seal. I used these soup cans, which worked great. Like the seal fit perfectly in this can, and the edges of the can perfectly went around the perfectly went around. Hold on here. The edges here on coming in this way, and I was able to slowly hammer the seal in. I had to use 2 cans because as the seal, as I worked the seal deeper into the transfer case shaft, it began, it's going to have resistance, right? Obviously. So I used 2 cans. This I think this was the first can. You can see I began to like crush it, and then this is the second can or whatever. But I got the seal in. It's seated very nice, and so far so good. There's been no leaks, which is great. Now my transfer case is a 241 DLD, not a DHD, which means the DLD, basically, how you can tell is the output shaft tail housing, right? The DLD, hold on here. The DLD has a 2-piece tail house. And it's, let me pull up here, right here. So, and it's for a 32 spline rear output shaft, right? Everywhere that I went to, whether it was AutoZone, O'Reilly, local parts store, the 241 DHD output shaft seal is very common, but the DLD is not. And I looked online. I came across Torque King 4x4, which did sell the seal, and that's where I ordered it from. You can see it's only 20. It's almost $30, which isn't bad. The DHD seals from like AutoZone, those are like $12, but it'd be the wrong seal, right? So anyways, this is why I went to Torque King 4x4. You can read all about it, the seal and whatnot. So it says here, usually ships between 1 and 2 business days. Yes, but when I ordered it, like I said, it took 2.5 weeks to get. So I needed a temporary solution, and that's why I added Lucas Transmission Fix, which again did work. It had some weird incidences where like a week after I installed it, it did weep, but then it stopped. So I don't know, it was weird. But anyways, so Lucas Transmission Fix, hey, that's a good temporary fix to help slow or stop the leak until you get a new seal. But in the end, the best way to stop leaks is to put a new seal in, period. So but yeah, so anyways, that's it for this video. No major updates on the 98 except for this. But yeah, we'll see y'all in the next video.